Hey yo, what's up? So I'm showing you the back end of how you're using, well, how I'm using Altium's Bill of Materials Manager to update components on this Jetson AGX Orin developer kit. If you want to understand how to properly manage bills of materials and parts for your hardware design, then continue watching the rest of this video and also the previous videos in this series and realize just how much time savings you're going to get by using this tool. This is crazy. Okay. If you want access immediately, you're like, you've seen enough or whatever, click the link in the description below. There's access to the tool using my special link. By the way, thank you for Altium for sponsoring this video, and let's get going. So in my previous videos, I covered how to download this consolidated bill of materials, how to download bill of materials by a supplier, how it all works, what to do to replace your supplier or to swap them out, and also how to make some changes and updates and edits. Now for this thing, I would say there are a lot of missing descriptions and whatnot and issues. So what we're going to do is look at supply chain and the different issues to fix. One of the most important issues to fix is the description. If you don't have a good description, then what are you doing? So I would double click on here, click on this link that expands out, then go to say, I prefer DigiKey's description methods, but Octopart's is good too. So let's copy this thing. You can right click copy and then double click on here and see where it says name. You could put that in for the name essentially. Now, ideally, really, you would use this naming format, right? So I would say, let's use this information. Cap, okay, MLCC or whatever. You don't even have to, you could just say ceramic. And then what type is this? This is an X7R part. What is the package type? 0402, it's in there. Then we have the picofarads, the number of farads inside of this thing. I would put it as, you could put it like that. All caps is pretty standard though. This is ceramic multi-layer capacitor. And then you also have the tolerance. What tolerance are we working with? 10% tolerance. Then this is 16 volts V. 16V is pretty standard without the space. We don't need the DC. If temperature matters, you can leave it in there, but I'm going to remove it. Dielectric, that's a given. You know, that's a given. And then we can, boom, there you go. And that's your description for your part. So one of the key things you want to do is replace the name accordingly. Now, do you need to do that for every row? No, actually. See how it's filled in for the row and then you just have the alternate part numbers? Then you can do it that way. You can leave these blank, okay? Now let's look at supply chain. Supply chain shows you how much of a problem you're gonna have when it comes to your entire bill of materials. It highlights different things like your median price, okay? How far off or close you are to that median price, especially with the alternates in here. What's your surplus you're coming over with? And then here you can also just click on one of these color bars in their circle, and then it'll show you which supplier, like it'll filter by supplier. You see that? You can also reset your filters. It has these filters here automatically. I really like the visual touch or approach that they've got going on here. I like that. Or reset filters. Now, here's a big problem. Things that are not available. Like if the tool can't verify that the parts are available, and maybe they are, you want to set those rows or those parts to ignore. You know, so let's double click on this part. No suggestions available for this part. It could be that the manufacturer part number changed. That happens all the time. So what you do is go drop this and say Octopart or whatever. See if it comes up with any suggestions. Let's go to DigiKey. DigiKey is really good at recommending suggestions as well. So let's see if there's anything here. And it's asking, did you mean this? Let's see, TFA 0402 R103JT10. That's a very close number. It could be that the manufacturer literally just changed it. To verify, I would, let's close tabs to the, well, hold up, let's move this over and then close my tabs to the right. Look for this part number. And is this a light bulb? Usually Google has some cached information or a cached web page that leads you to this kind of device. Let's see. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, see. And they have like a new series of something. So TFG. Now, how will we know this is even the right part? Like, how would we know? Do we just replace it? What if this is the only alternate to this part 130? You know, just, I'm speaking in a hypothetical, but this is literally what's happened to me in this BOM and in other BOMs, right? What if that's the only part and you don't know what to replace it with? This is why something called the component description is very important. You need the detailed description. The detailed description, or component description in general, is the most important piece of information for any component or device in hardware. Change my mind. Yeah, you can't, okay? Because it is the summary of the datasheet, and the datasheet has all the information about the part. The datasheet is the most important piece of information. The second most important piece is the description, right? Because it's a shorthand version of the datasheet. And then manufacturer part number. But I can't work with this TFGL. Let's go back into the, what is this as a replacement for? Line item 130, the ERJ. Let's go back to main view. Oh, okay. Look at that. See how it stays selected? It stayed selected once I changed my window or my main view. I love that. They're really thinking about like user experience at Altium. That's what I really like. Okay. This is the resistor that's a 0402 100 kilo ohm. Now we can see, now that we have the information in the description, we can start comparing things. So we got that, this part number, and let's see if they are similar. TFGL 0402 package for both of them, but this says 100 kilo ohm. Is this true though? Let's look at the issue with this part. No suppliers found, unknown manufacturer part number. We don't even know that this really exists at all. That's crazy. But they did say this is an alternate, so let's double click on here. See, this is a bunch of hunting. Is this a 0603? No, this is 0402. Okay. Let's look at DigiKey. So, see what I'm doing here? I'm looking to make sure that I'm getting the right information for this device to compare to this part that has an issue. Down here, is it really thin film? Let me see. Shoot, I can't even find a part now. That's crazy. All right. Oh, right. Our new comparison part that's supposed to be the alternate, not the alternate, but like maybe the new name for our old part number, because the manufacturer part number changed, versus the description from DigiKey here for this other part that's in the list. This right here. Okay. Resistor 100K ohm 5%. Resistor 0. Why would they, what? Why would you call it 0.1 mega ohms? Like, okay, sure. Same thing. 5%, 1/16 of a watt, 0402. This does look like a suitable replacement. Okay, so we're going to copy this. I suspect, let me see, is this the same manufacturer? Thin Film Technology Incorporated. I suspect, yes it is. that they changed the part number. So we're going to paste that in there, look at the options, and 14K in stock. Click on there. Let's see what happens. It's in gray, manufacturer unknown for now. Okay. And it's finding its source from DigiKey. Okay. That seems fine. We only have a warning, lifecycle unknown, sourcing time overshoot, so on and so forth. Okay. So this is how you could change that. And once you change it, it lets you know that the BOM item has been modified and what the previous manufacturer part number value was. I mean, this is phenomenal. It's crazy. Okay. Man, there are a lot more issues to fix in here. So let's look at supply chain. This is just a quick little demo showing you the supply chain. It also lets you know how many are from Future Electronics and from which supplier and vendor and all that good stuff. Okay, so in this video, I successfully replaced an old component that had the wrong manufacturer part number or the old manufacturer part number, updated that to the new manufacturer part number for that part, and updated the bill of materials accordingly. We also explored what the supply chain dashboard view looks like and how it highlights all the issues, well, all the supply chain issues you're dealing with, specifically in terms of availability, because if it's not available, your board's not going to get assembled and then your board's not going to get done. That's literally the case. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video in this series where we explore more of this bill of materials tool, saving me years of my time. That's an exaggeration, but is it? Is it really? Are engineers really even supposed to be doing this stuff? That's the question. Like all this procurement and everything. We're kind of the only ones who can in full scope. So it's nice to have tools that help us speed this process up. All right. Click the link in the description below to access this link and access this tool.